Capital One on zero score deals, $14.84. These are the averages. Regional, $12.85 on zero score deals. Yeah. And John just put the words in my mouth. If you're not averaging over $1,000 a car, no matter what tier, you're weak. That's because that is the average. And that is where the finance companies are pushing you. And that is because of the fact that you've got a glut of used cars, the wholesale values are dropping. For the first time in 6 or 7 years, they had significantly higher charge-offs than anticipated because of remarketing. They're not getting what they were getting out of their cars when they come back for repo. And all the things that I have discussed one-on-one with the groups and at the last meeting, and in our super group and performance group meetings about used car evaluations, they're not going to get better because of the glut of cars, because of the record incentives, because of the ever-increasing off-lease. So there is so much pressure that, and with banks, I spent significant time with Steve Braskamp right before he took his new position at Capital One at the beginning of the month, and he's now at risk, and everybody's chargebacks are higher than what they had been because for the first time in 10 years, the used car pricing reverted to what it was like prior to 2008, forever. So the front ends, I'm not giving you an excuse to go back and have your people get weak on the front ends. You still want to maximize your books. I'm just saying that there's going to be ongoing pressure to keep the front end pricing down, and where they're going to give it to you is in the back end.
Do you need to add your pack back in if you pack in the F&I? Like with Zurich, they take it and then they send it back to me at the end of the month. Do you add that back in when you look at the feature?
No, I don't, because I don't know.
What should we?
What?
It goes down their income, doesn't it?
Fred, basically, here's the way I would answer that question, is that these come directly out of DMSs. So DMSs, dealers are doing it differently all across the country. As an aggregate, I would say that there is fluff. There's part of this is going, there's packs, there's who knows what's in these costs, but it's a universal platform. So unless you're taking excessive kickbacks or something of that nature.
What's everybody in this room packing their stuff?
I'm about 150.
200.
300 bucks.
400 bucks.
I'm back 350 for
Are
gas.
you talking about, Tom, on F&I only?
Yeah.
Yes,
Joe? F&I?
Warranty.
Yeah.
$300.
$300, Marcio? Pack for the warranties or any back-end products? $300, Mo?
300, gap 50.
Okay. Scott? None. Chris?
None.
Adam?
150.
Travis? None.
Service and gap?
You're talking about holdback or an override where you're sending in a check to the warranty
Override.
company and they're sending you back a check. So I have that, I'm 200 on mine and.
All right. I mean, I think that $250, $300, that's been pretty standard across the board for, that was what I was doing in mine.
Is everybody figuring that money back in on their
No.
numbers here?
No.
These numbers, no, absolutely not.
So Muhammad, in fact, if he would be $300 per warranty higher.
But so would everybody else in all these.
There's a lot of people that aren't packing anything. So
Well,
then-
again, I'm not going to let anybody use the excuse that the numbers in the composite, you need to add something to it to match the numbers in my study. Because everybody in this study is just like everybody in this room. You're going to have some that'll pack them $500, some will pack them none.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, comparison with us, we don't pack them at all. So we're really slack.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there is hundreds, if not millions of dollars of opportunity for everybody in this room on page 10 of the composite.
It's probably back in $1,000, right? It's probably.
I guess my real question begs to answer is what's the process that we should be doing other than giving a menu
So-
every single time?
So, Ethos, find an F&I educator. That's, I mean, there are a lot of them out there, off-lease only, Texas Direct, or whatever they're called now, Carvana. Those folks are making $2,000 a copy on the back end, giving their cars away. And so, but I'm just saying, relative.
Interest rates too.
Yeah, so if you really are serious about this, you know, you've got, a lot of you are self-insured, and you've taken the F&I training away because the admin, you're just doing admin fees. Some of these folks, I don't buy into their pay plans on all that, but some of these folks have got, whether it's J&A, Ethos, Warranty Group, whomever, they've got good products, but they also will train you to sell the products. And they are working in every type of store there is, whether it be a off-lease only, which does, thousands of cars a month, and most people, a lot of people are flying in, and F&I is done in advance. And again, I can't disclose, but I've seen their numbers through Capital One, so I know how much money they're making on the back end. It's staggering. So all I'm saying is, whatever your model is, if it is heavy subprime, if it's heavy prime, I don't care. Go back and focus on it, and I promise you that you'll come back this time next year and you'll add $200 to $300 minimum per car deal for your year and to your net profit. I promise you that. This group is at, the benchmark is 1229. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people above that. Average is 1,080, which is interestingly enough about what I said the December average was across the country. 1,061 was the average across the country. But what I look at are all the dealers on the right side of the page. And, Chris Spears, 432, and I know, Chris, we've had you in the F&I help desk. Con, 541.
Greg,
Sue, 668, or 686. John, Klutz, 709. If you go back and focus on it, you will get better. Yes?
20% of my sales have no finance opportunity to do it.
Okay? So, that's still way below average.
No, I mean, they're buy here, pay here.
I know, but the other 80%, that's where your opportunity is.
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir.
That's where your opportunity is.
And we raised our ACV, average ACV about 2,000 in the last 90 days, and it is trending up. We've been averaging about 28,000 to 30,000 a month, and at the split this month we were at 26. So getting newer cars is starting to help.
You absolutely, you've got to have the vehicles to be able to sell. But you averaged 69 cars a month last year. If you take 20% out, that is basically 14 cars. That's 55 cars. 55 cars times the group average, 1,000. That's $500 more a car. Actually, $600 more a car times 55 cars times the year. How much money is that?
Sorry for the weak perspective.
Hey, Greg.
Yes, John.
I just wanted to comment that, we struggled with F&I for a long time, but it's all in your local provider. If you have the right team, the local team, that they're in your store and they're training and they're pulling you along, I'm telling you, that's the difference. Because we wrestled with the ones that weren't very good, and it's horrible. But You know, we switched to Zurich a couple of years ago.
Yep.
They're in your store all the time, they have a game plan, they, you know, they follow it, they have action plans, they're constantly training the guy, and it makes the difference, that's the difference.
I mean, you did your reinsurance with them and everything was there?
Well,
Greg, who's
well,
the-
hang on one second, John, to your point, last year, for the calendar year, you sold, your F&I went up, not adding any addition, not counting the additional sales, but your F&I went up $275 a car for the entire year. Your average was what, 90 cars?
Yep.
So on 90 cars, that's $24,750 a month times 12 months. So your F&I increase in net profits, which is only a small portion of that when paid out to commission, was $297,000. That was, and you had a huge net profit increase last year, and F&I was a huge reason that took place because you actually went backwards in service. So again, I'm just trying to not pick on anybody. My idea is to help provide or point out opportunity and help inspire, because you've got to go back and decide, I want to do this and I'm going to make a difference and we're going to focus on it and it's going to get better, and not go back and just do the same thing again.
Greg, I'd like to know the top 5 guys. Are you paying your guys on the whole store or just the back?
Okay, good question. And Scott, your Tucson store leads the pack at 1548. How are you paying your F&I people there? Full store or just the back?
Just the back.
Okay. And Adam,
Yes, sir. What?
how are you paying your F&I guys? Full store, gross, or just the back end?
I have three finance managers. 2 of them just get paid on the back. One gets a percentage of the back and a small percentage of the net of the sales department, plus a volume bonus if the store hits their monthly volume budget. So he's like the finance director, yeah. And then I've got the 2, but the finance managers just get paid on the back.
Scott, you amending yours?
No, I just have a question for the group.
No. Oh, wait. I want to finish this. and
No,
we'll get
no
your
questions.
No questions?
No, not yet. So, we have a question on the floor. So, all right, so Mark Machigan, I can tell you, pays on the whole deal.
On the whole store?
Whole store, and he went from $628 a car in 2015 to $1451 a car, which was actually more than what he was grossing for his total deal when he joined the group. Pat McNamer, how do you pay your F&I people? You just have spinners.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 8 GSM, 3 desk managers get paid on the whole load.
Okay. And Joe, your F&I guys? How are your F&I guys paid? Just the back end or the whole deal? Whole deal. Okay. Now Scott Lehman.
So as we just talk about switching, and some of us are faced with the inevitability of switching some of our profit to the back end, going to be forced to do that. What are the thoughts with salespeople? I know that's part of the trend of getting people over to flats and paying them salaries in flats because there's not much real profit and you got to pay these people. But has anybody toyed with paying salespeople maybe a smaller commission and paying them on the whole thing so that they're encouraged to?
That's a very good question, and Ethos, actually, the dealer group that I was working with in Michigan, their sales team, everybody gets paid on front and back.
So they pay I would guess they pay a smaller commission,
Yes.
and you have to factor in your charge.
I don't know that I liked it, the way it was set up, because it was very product specific. I mean, all the tick boxes and all that, but the salespeople got paid, they participated, they wanted, the way they helped that group up there was they set the store up focusing on the whole deal with maximizing as much as they could and selling as much back end as they could. But they did reward the salespeople. And all six, and they're all domestics, Chevy or Chrysler points.
So is there any pitfalls to that for an independent to shift this thing on the whole thing, or are you better off just coming up with some kind of flat deal? I don't know.
We bonus our salespeople on the VSCs they sell, on service contracts sell, but I feel like it's a complete waste of $50.
It didn't
Yeah,
move, and it didn't
it
move,
hasn't
and
done
it didn't,
anything.
it-
But what if they were on their gross profit? Were
Yeah,
paying
well,
the
we're
whole-
different.
on the whole thing?
Yeah.
And they're motivated differently than they could.
Our salespeople don't really sell. What's your percentage of managers total?
25.
Scott, I think one way to approach the answer, show of hands in the room, how many people pay their salespeople on commission as opposed to flats? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stores in the room pay commission and the rest pay flats?
Salary and class.
Salary and flats. So, and that, that's kind of where the group has gone to. Again, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. Obviously, that's the way I did it forever. So I'm used to that. But whatever works in the store isn't to say that your way is wrong, my way is right. But with everybody's going to flats, the F&I office certainly is motivated to sell because the salespeople aren't selling.
Ultimately, we're probably all gonna be forced to, because with the declining front-end gross margin, it's just, you've gotta control your costs, and the salespeople aren't gonna make any money anyways.
If you're a new car dealer, you're there
Right.
because you're paying minis, because there is no gross profit. Steve, on your Honda products, what's the average front-end gross profit? And you're not incentive laden like Mitsubishi is fat.
600.
$600. So if you're paying somebody an average of $300, just $300 a car, that's 50% of your front-end gross profit if there's no soft pack of it. So the percentages are so ridiculously high, to Adam's point, that for a new car dealer, you aren't paying commission. You're having to pay flats essentially because there's no other way to do it.